mission, the vision is clear. Right there, handle country with care.
In the trails beyond, a unifying bond. Our eyes as one, prepared to handle country with care.
Look out for the danger of the not-so-welcome strangers, weeds and pests and creatures galore by wind and water set to explore. Many eyes needed to see pests like
Electric ants,
And Asian honeybees,
visitors,
farmers.
community.
one planet we share. Handle country with care.
I think that people love to visit the real locals market, the one hidden away in the suburbs, and that's us.
I basically make all sort of jams, preserves, relishes and chutneys.
So many people just coming down with huge big baskets to get their weekly grocery shopping, and it's just fantastic.
It's the community. We've got an awesome community here in this market. It's heaps of fun working here.
I like to know where it's growing, but more importantly, I like to know how it's growing.
What I cook and what I put on the plate is hugely important to me.
Without the most amazing country, we're not farmers. Like, that's what we do. That's our number one, is to look after the country.
We handle our country with care through our use of organic produce and also all our biodegradable packaging.
Go to the markets, buy fresh, make sure you ask the grower whether it's from here.
Buy direct from the people growing your food who are actually on the country looking after it.
So buy local. I think every classroom in Australia should have a garden and a story. Kids need their hands in the dirt.
Bacera trisoni.
Batracera trioni.
Bacrocera what?
Tyranny!
Bactrocera triani.
The Queensland Fruit Fly.
That's it, the Queensland Fruit Fly. Ha.
The adult is wasp-like.
Is about 8 millimetres long. Red-brown with yellow marks.
Fruit fly hold their wings outstretched
In a horizontal position.
in a horizontal position.
When walking.
The female stings maturing fruit.
Just like us, the fruit fly waits until the fruit is truly delicious, when it's ripe.
She lays white banana-shaped eggs just below the surface.
After 2 or 3 days, they hatch into white carrot-shaped maggots.
That tunnel in the flesh. The fruit rots and falls to the ground.
The maggots bury themselves in the soil and pupate.
After 10 days, they emerge as adult flies. The whole thing takes about 2.5 weeks.
Queensland fruit fly affects both Indigenous and introduced fruits. Mango, passion fruit, papaya, avocados.
So how can we, gardeners, help stop Queensland fruit fly in its tracks? Well, here's a few simple tips. Number 1, collect any fruit that has been stung or has fallen to the ground. Put it into a container and solarise it. Leave it out in the sun for 3 to 5 days so it gets really hot, and that will kill any of the eggs and the larvae. And then you can dispose of it.
Up here in the Torres Strait, we got a fruit fly monitoring program.
Awesome.
So on each island, there's heaps of traps that we have, like just like these ones, hanging around under mango trees or any trees that bear fruit.
So how do these fruit fly traps work?
The fruit fly trap has a lure that sends out a scent.
So it doesn't attract other insects?
Not just 3 types of fly that we're trying to stop from coming into the country. There's like fruit flies that are native to Australia, but the ones they have a problem with is the Oriental fruit fly, the New Guinea fruit fly,
Yeah.
and the melon fruit fly.
Melon fruit
Yeah.
fly. Cool. So they're the 3 fruit flies. So not all fruit fly are pests.
Yeah.
Some are indigenous.
Yeah, that are part of the system, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hey, Detkel, one thing you could do to help the community is if you see any fruit lying around, just pick them up, bag them, so it doesn't provide a home where the fruit flies can breed.
So pick up the fruit off the ground.
Yep.
Can do.
Cheers, thank you.
Girl, did I tell you about a project that I visited in Cairns recently?
I don't think so.
Well, it's called the Indigenous Food Forest, and the rangers over there are growing all these local edible foods. Let's have a look, hey? Have a look here.
Cool.
Yeah, you have the fig, the dukul, and the cycad. So you have bread, butter, and sweet.
It's sort of like a community garden, but it's different because they invite people to come, like you visit a restaurant, and you can have a meal that's prepared by one of the top chefs who uses all of these foods in new and exciting ways.
That is amazing.
This species is Acacia flavescens, and we actually use this for coffee. We use it for mixing with our damper to give our dampers a bit of flavour.
It's like working with country in a wonderful way because it's educating people on all these different foods.
Sharing our stories is really important, you know, because it gets handed on to future generations, but, you know, educating everybody in a broader sense because it's all our responsibility to look after the environment.
Echo, you know, community gardens like this are a really great way that everyone can get involved with growing food.
Yeah, because it means that no matter what type of home or house you have, you can get involved too. And it means that you can learn from each other, learn ideas about how to grow things. If you've never grown something before, you can ask your neighbour, and you can share the produce.
And speaking of sharing, on the other side of the garden bed, we have to understand that we can also share problems in a community garden.
Yeah, absolutely. Like pests coming in. Now, if we just leave fruit laying around, whether it's out on the street or at home or in a community garden, fruit fly can really take off, and not in a good way.
If we all understand our role and make sure that we don't provide homes for insects
That are not native.
multiply,
Yeah, that's right.
then we prevent it from becoming a problem outside the community garden, into other people's gardens, into our market gardens, and then into our farms.
Exactly, and then we are all helping to protect food production and to care for country. We are vectors, intersectors, pathways and superhighways for pests and disease. So please stop and connect with country. Know and then care. It's only fair to protect the plants, the birds, the fish, the marine life, all the creatures of the sea. Those on land that you'll see and those that you won't. So don't think it's no big deal. And do. Be brave, connect with country with your heart and see the beauty of this land on which we stand. Understand the traditions and culture. Bring nothing, take nothing, see and feel everything. Listen, ask if you don't know, and explore with respect. And always be willing to connect and care for country. Yeah.
Bakaturo Sarah Trioni.